Hi, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, I guess. It's been a long time since I did the last video. I mean, most of it's probably laziness, so I wasn't really keen on editing and doing anything, so that's why it's been so long. Also, I didn't really have a camera. I got a new computer for gaming, and yeah, it didn't have a slot for the SD card that I have for my camera, so I kept putting off getting a new one, and it was too much work, or I told myself it would be too much work to to put all the files on my laptop and then put the oh my god, yeah, from the laptop to my regular PC, so I didn't do anything. But now I'm back because I got myself a webcam yesterday. Also recorded this video before, but I'm re-recording it because I didn't like how it turned out. Because I kept not looking at the camera, which isn't that great. Okay, so to reintroduce myself, I am Charlie. My pronouns are he, they. I love to read, which is also why I am continuing this YouTube channel again. Because I kind of missed talking about books. I have a lot of friends who also read a lot, also because I'm studying English now. Also, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me well enough. I have a microphone here, but I'm not sure how well it works, so I have to figure all of that stuff out too. But bear with me. I'm working on it, and because it's summer and I live in the topmost floor, right under the roof, it's very hot. So it's just June, but yeah, I'm already frying in my flat, so to say. I guess a lot of people that will watch this, I hope, also know me in real life, and maybe we study together, maybe we work together, maybe something else. I don't know. Yeah, but I kind of really missed talking about books. Even though I have a lot of people that I can talk to about books in real life now, but sometimes it's fun to just get my thoughts out there. And yeah, this is what this is supposed to be. I'm not really keen on making this picture perfect. I'm also too lazy for that. I'm just gonna be frank and honest. I also don't have that much time for that. So yeah, it's gonna be unpolished. It's going to be just the way that I can feasibly do it, which is going to be okay. And I hope that we will have a good time together. So I thought a fun idea to do as my first video back would be to talk about all the books, not all the books that I own and haven't read yet, but I've been kind of traumatized when buying big fantasy series with The Wheel of Time, because they re-released the paperbacks in a new cover when the TV show came out last year, I think. And I have I have 13 out of 15 books in the right cover, the old one, and then 2 I didn't get in time. So I have them in the new cover, and it wasn't possible to get them in the old cover anymore. So that was kind of my trauma with buying big series. So now I'm kind of in the mindset that I have to get all of the books as soon as possible so that they match, because yeah, I mean, we're all bookworms. I think we can all identify with that sentiment. So I've been buying books in bulk, basically, and buying all of the series that I plan on reading or want to get. Yeah, I'm like buying them as quickly as possible so that it doesn't happen to me again, when in fact it did happen to me again, but I'm going to talk about that later. So I thought it would be fun to talk about all the book series that I own in full, or nearly all the books of, which I haven't read a single book of yet. So let's get right into it. The first book that I have here is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb, which is the first book in the Lifeship Traders series. It's a trilogy. I own all of the books. I got them for my birthday from my now roommate. I haven't read any of them yet. I've read the first trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings, and I really enjoyed it. I think Robin Hobb is a fantastic writer, and I can't wait to get into this, because all I know is that there's like sentient ships in this, and it's kind of like seafaring and trading, and I don't know much else, but all I need to know is there are sentient ships. I mean, who wouldn't be intrigued by that? So I have all of this. You can already see I have a bookmark in here, but it's literally on the first page. So I haven't started. I intended to start, but I didn't. So I hopefully will pick all of these up rather sooner than later. But I have, I think, about 160 books on my physical TBR at this point. So it might take me a while. But this is the first of many, as you will see. The second series that I have is 12 Kings by Bradley Bolio, which is the first book in the... I don't even know the series name. I just know that the first book is also like alternatively called 12 Kings in Shirakai, which is kind of like about a desert city, and there are 12 kings, hence the title. And I don't know much else about that, but it intrigued me. I've heard good things about the first book. I own 3. I think the series has 6 books out, and I think it's completed, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I have the first 3 books in this, and I might or might not start this soon. The next one is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. And you can already tell there's another bookmark in here. And I think I read the first couple of pages in this, and I wanted to try it out, but then decided on reading something else. Don't remember what it is, I decided to read instead. But yeah, this I have all 3 books. I got all of them for my birthday in different years, so it's been more than 3 years since I got them. Since I got the first one, at least. Oh my god. I hope you don't hear that, but someone's playing music outside very loudly. So, all I know about this is that this has a very interesting magic system. And yeah, it's kind of about, like, I think, inscribing objects with magic, and that's kind of the maybe. So kind of similar to The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson, I think. At least that's what I know. I'm intrigued. I heard that the second book in the series isn't as good as the first one, but I heard that the third book is worth it. So I have all of them in hardcover. I think the covers are stunning of all 3 books. So I'm very excited to read them, as pretty much all the books that I own. Otherwise, I wouldn't own them. The next book I have is Malice by John Gwynne. You can also see the other 3 in here. So the first one's Malice. I think this is the Faithful and the Fallen trilogy. Not trilogy, it's a quartet. I heard a lot of good things about this. I also heard that it's kind of an underrated series. It's epic fantasy, which I think you should be able to tell from the cover. Yeah. I have started this. I think I read the prologue, so 1 chapter, basically. I haven't gotten much, but I'm excited to start. And I think I really want to start reading this soon. So within the next 2 months, let's say that. Yeah, I don't know that much about like what it's about, but I have all 4 books in the series. I'm really excited about them. And I also already own the first book in the next series by this author, or the latest series, which is The Shadow of the Gods, which got raving reviews, and everyone seemed to love that. So I'm very excited to start that. But if you know me, you know that I have to read things in chronological order. So even though they might not be set in the same world, which I actually don't know, but I can't read The Shadow of the God before I read this, so I have to read the quartet first, which might delay my reading of The Shadow of the God a little bit, but at least then the third book might or might not be out already when I finally get to that series. The next book I have is actually kind of a special case. It's Blood Song by Anthony Ryan. I own this trilogy, which is their name? Yeah, the Raven's Shadow trilogy. I own all 3 books in this, haven't read any. I own the first book in the next series, which is, I think, The Waking Fire, which is about dragons by the same author. Haven't read that. I have I think The Wolf's Call, which is, I think, the follow-up book sequel to this trilogy, which I haven't read because I haven't even read this one. And then I also have The Pariah, and I also today I got The Martyr, which is the first and second book in a new trilogy by the author. So effectively, I own 7 books of this author and haven't read one. So I really hope that I'm going to like it. But I have high hopes, and I'm really excited to start and try to read the author, which I own 7 books of. Okay, the next book I have is the first book in the Discworld series, The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. I don't know, I think everyone should know what Discworld is at this point. I'm planning to read all of them. I have read one, which is The Wee Free Men, which I had to read for a class last semester or last year. And I really, really loved it. I heard that the beginning or the first few books in the Discworld series are like not. I don't want to say bad or rough, but they're not as good as the later entrants in the world. But I'm excited to try all of them and read all of them. I'm expecting to like some more than the other because there's also like different series within this series. So, different characters that we follow in different settings and stuff. But I'm very excited to get to all of them. And I actually also got another book of these, these versions of Discworld today from the bookstore when I went there with my friends. The next book I have is Jade City by Fondly, which is the first book in the Greenbone saga. You can also see the other 2 there. I own all 3, haven't read any. I've heard so many good things about this. I know it's Asian inspired. It's about jade. It's about magic. It's about a city. I don't know. I think there's rival gangs. I think, and I'm very excited about this. I'm actually surprised that I haven't gotten to it sooner, but I don't know, I kind of kept putting it off, and then the thought of doing this video kept delaying my, not really delaying my reading, but I was actively putting books off in order to make this video and talk about the books and all the series that I own in total, in full, and haven't read yet. So I'm hoping that getting this video out of the way will finally cause me to read some of these books and start some of these series because I'm excited. And the next book, I'm actually also very, very excited about these books. And that's The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. If you know the series or the covers for this series, then you might already know that this is the series that I got burned with again. I actually didn't buy the first book. I got it from a friend as a gift that I couldn't refuse because it was just too good. And I have the old cover for that. I also got the second book in the old cover, and then the third and fourth book I have in the new cover. Because I don't even think they have the fourth book in this cover in this edition, this paperback version. So I had no chance of getting it. And I didn't want to repurchase all of them in hardcover. So I decided to get the third and fourth book in the new cover, and then eventually get the first and second one in the new cover as well. But I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't even read any of them. but I have heard nothing but good things. A lot of people that I trust and know that their reading tastes match up with mine actually have said that this series is one of their favorite all-time fantasy series, so I'm very excited to get to this. Ken Liu is amazing. I've read some of his short stories and short fiction. I've read his translation of The Three-Body Problem, which I really enjoyed, where, of course, the story and essentially the writing isn't his, but like he did a great job at being the translator of that, and translating from Chinese to English. It's like a very different cultural context, and it's very different languages, so I think it's worth mentioning. So I'm very, very excited to finally get to this, and I think I might actually pick this series up the soonest out of all the books that I'm talking about, and I'm also hoping to finish this the soonest because I'm very, very excited and very keen on getting to know what the series is about. And seeing if it's to my tastes too, which I'm hoping it is. And then the last book that I have, before one honorable mention, which I wanted to mention. So the last book I have, the last series, is Dragons of Autumn Twilight by Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss. Which is the first book in the Dragonlance series, which you might be able to tell on the cover. It's Dungeons and Dragons, so I love Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a big fan, and I heard talk about Dragonlance. I'm also reading the Forgotten Realms, so the Drizzt Do'Urden books, which I've already started, so they're not in this series. But effectively, I also own like 2 sets of trilogies of that series that I haven't read yet, but I also finished 2, so yeah, that was disqualified. But I own the 4 books in, I think, the first arc maybe of the Dragonlance series. I'm not too sure. I got for all the dragons of blah blah blah. I think winter or something, and like it's spring, summer, winter, autumn. Yeah. I own those 4. I think I've started, I haven't really started, but I've read the first couple pages in this book. It's old, let's say that, so I am expecting to find some more or less problematic things in here, but nevertheless I'm hoping that I can enjoy the book and the story, and I'm very hopeful because I really like D&D, and if it's like that kind of story, I think I will greatly enjoy it. And then, last but not least, and also kind of an honorable mention because it kind of doesn't count because I've read the first 2 books in this series, but there's 10, and I had to take a break. So that's Malazan, Book of the Fallen by Stephen Erickson. This is the first book, Gardens of the Moon, which I have read. I also read Dead House Gates, which is the second book. Yeah, don't ask me what happened in them. I remember bits and pieces. I remember some of the characters' names, but Malazan, if you don't know, is an epic fantasy series. It's very densely written. It's very hard to get into. You have to put together a lot of things that the author doesn't really give you freely, so you have to work to understand. And it was fun reading it, but the second book has some of the most disgusting scenes that I've ever read in all of my life. So when I read that, I think last year sometime, I had to take a break. Like seriously, I had to like read something wholesome again. And I think that's when I picked up The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. So that was a really good like refresh and like just wholesome. So yeah, this is a honorable mention because I've effectively read 2 books out of 10, but there's 10 and they're all very long and very full of details and full of stuff that happens, but I'm really excited to continue. And yes, that's why I thought it would it deserves a spot on this list. Okay, so that was basically the video. thank you a lot. Like, thank you so much for watching. Maybe tell me something about maybe you also own some series in full but haven't read any of the books. What are they? Let me know in the comments. Or just text me, whatever, I don't care. Just, yeah, let me know. Let's talk about books. Yeah, I am hoping that this will be semi frequent with this. Like, I don't have any schedule, but I'm hoping that I can keep the videos coming. I am very excited to do this again, and I'm hoping that it will work out. Yeah. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.